Wagwan everyone, my name is Kunchi and this is Cooking with Kunchi, and today we have a special treat for you guys. We're going to be doing a comparison between the snake method in the Weber Kettle, that's the 22-inch Weber Kettle, and the minion method in the Bronco drum smokers. We're going to be cooking two identical racks of beef short ribs, or dino ribs as they're called. We're going to show you guys what the results are. Stay tuned for this video. Trust me, everything that I use will be down in the description below. Make sure you go up to my website, sign up for my newsletter, subscribe, follow some more. Now this comparison today is going to be between the Oklahoma Joe's Bronco Pro and the Weber Kettle. This is the Weber Kettle 22-inch going up against the Pro. We're using the snake method in here, and if you do not know how to set up the snake method, we are going to be putting the video down in the description. I have tons of videos, long videos, short videos about setting this up and how it works. All right, we are now also running with the minion method in the Bronco. That's what we got. We got a basket full of charcoal, and today we are making some beef short ribs. But let's get these fires started. The fire starters are going to be listed down below in the description. You can find them all on Amazon, and I will give you a bunch of options as well. In about 10 to 15 minutes, the fire starter will be burnt out in the Bronco. The one in the kettle will not be burnt out, but we are going to be able to take those hot coals, put it at one end of the snake, and get that started. Stay tuned. Now for smoke flavor in both the kettle and the drum today, we are going to be using some mesquite wood chunks from B&B Charcoal. This is how I have it set up on the snake. And we're going to just put a couple chunks over here on the Bronco. So now we have the snake method set up. We have our fire started right over there. And this is going to burn this way. So we're going to get it covered down and let this thing start to get hot. When you put your lid on the snake method, you want to have your vents opposite the heat. All right, so hot coals right here, vents on the opposite side. This causes the smoke and the heat to go across your meat. Your meat is going to be in the center. All right, so let's give that about 20 minutes or so. We're gonna watch the temp come up to about 200, and then we're gonna get the meat on. As far as the Bronco, I think it's ready, so let's get that started too. So we're gonna put the deflector in. Then we'll throw the cooking grates on, open the intake, open the exhaust, and let this thing come up to temp. Now I recently posted a full Bronco series that's showing you start to finish the entire setup of the Oklahoma Joe's Bronco. I'm going to tag that playlist down below in the description so that you guys can go check that out and see how I set up the Bronco, how you run it low and slow, and all that. This is showing you cooking differences between the kettle and the Bronco, and we're going to do two identical racks of dino beef ribs. So we have the two dino beef ribs that we're gonna throw on the smoker right now. This is with my homemade salt, pepper, onion, and garlic rub. That video will be dropped in the description below. And then we have this one by the Suckle Busters 1836 beef rub, one of my favorite rubs that's sold in stores. So we're just gonna get them on the smokers right now. Everything is ready. Got this one saying it's sitting at 300 on the hot side. The Bronco is sitting just over 200, so we are good to go. And we're gonna start with this side right here. So we're placing that smack dab in the middle. Here we got the Bronco going, and this is just over an hour in. Oh no, it's about 2 hours in, and we are right there just above 250, going to 275. I'm not going to do anything to adjust it because I think this is just one little blip in the temperature, so we're just going to let it go. Smoke looking good. All right, check that out. Some beautiful clean smoke. You know how we do. This is what our intake is set at. We have not moved it. Okay, right between 1 and 2. That's looking good. Now we're gonna go over here to the kettle. You're not even seeing smoke. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so clean, man. And we're running the B&B briquettes in this one. And check that out, sitting right there. So this is directly over the heat, and as you guys know, it's hotter here than it is on the other side. And so we can say we're right there at about 250 right now. We've been holding steady since we started. So 2 hours in, everything's looking good. We're not gonna look at these ribs. We're not opening any of these smokers until 4 hours in. We're gonna check them out and we'll show you guys what they look like, but keep watching. So 3.5 hours in, both smokers are going pretty good. Let's check them out. As you guys can see, snake method is still where it needs to be. Looking at that, some beautiful clean smoke. All right. And then the Bronco, still coming up nice and clean. Intake is right where it's supposed to be. We haven't changed anything. And there you have it right there. 250. Like I told you guys, it's going to be smack dab on the money. Like I told y'all, right? Once we keep the settings the same, you set up your fire the same, the operation is not going to change. So I want you guys to keep watching the rest of the video. At 5 hours, I am going to open the smokers for the very first time and check on them. I may need to wrap them at that point. If they're not to where I feel comfortable wrapping them, then I'll let them go to about 6 hours. But so far, they're cooking pretty good. I haven't had any issues with the smoker, so there's no need to open the grills at this point. Stay tuned for more. We are 4 hours in. We're gonna take a look at this meat and let's see how we've been doing. So it's been 5.5 hours since these beef ribs are on these smokers. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna show you what they look like now, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap them up, and I'm gonna stick a probe in them, and that way I can watch them to the finish. Have not probed them yet. I'm not gonna probe them. There's no need. Right now, we're going to just wrap them up, stick a probe in them, and I'll show you guys the process. So let's go over to the Weber Kettle. Check this one out. Looking good. The bark is built up nicely. Let's get it off. So we got this one wrapped up with the probe in it, and it's saying 185 right now internal. We're gonna get it back on the smoker and finish them off. Bronco drum smoker, beautiful smoke, still going at 250 right there on the money. We're gonna get that off and wrap it and get it back. And now we have this one wrapped up, ready to go back on the smoker. Reading out at 183, the other one is saying 196, so we're gonna let them go. Both racks of ribs are wrapped, and we're just waiting now for the finish. We want to get these to about 202 degrees to 205, and most importantly, we want them to be probe tender, so stay tuned for the finished product. So it's been a long day. My meat thermometer that I have is saying that both these ribs are done. One is saying 212, the other is saying 208. That's really good temps for beef ribs. You really want those super tender. So I'm gonna check them with my instant read thermometer and make sure they're probing tender, because that's most important. Now remember, all of the stuff that I use here, I'm going to put in the description box down below so that you guys can find them on Amazon or the TikTok shop, wherever you guys want to go try them out. So let's go ahead and check the one in the kettle. That's the one with the black probe, which is saying that it is 270 in the chamber and 208 in the meat. And we're just gonna verify. Feels really good. Oh yeah, that's probe tender right there. You guys can almost also see, I don't know if you guys can see that, but we do have a little bit of charcoal left, but half of the perimeter with the snake method ran us just over 8 hours. There you go, one of the Bronco. Man. Oh yeah. Probe tender. That feels amazing. We're gonna get this off right now. So it's time for the rest period, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna stick these in the oven on keep warm for an hour, and then we're gonna slice into these. So stay tuned and we'll show you what they look like. Now these have been resting for 2 hours. This one was off the kettle. Oh man. Oh, let's do that. Woo! Look at that deliciousness. Shit. That's money right there. Damn. Oh. Oh my God, I've never. So this was a fun experiment. Right here we have the beef short ribs that were done on the Bronco. These were done on the kettle. You really can't tell a really significant difference in the flavor, but the tenderness coming off the Bronco, super juicy, super moist. You know, the Bronco is insulated, so you do expect it to perform better. But I didn't expect it to blow the Weber out of the water like that. But still, two competent grills that we're gonna have. Make sure you check out everything in the description. All the information is there. Go up to my website, check out my book, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel.